Number 1 is Bellator, Norman Williamson. 2, Blowing Wind, Tony McCoy. 3, Heartful of Soul, Noel Feely. And number 4, Jungly, Jimmy McCarthy. It should be interesting betting. Let's have a show from Angus.
Thanks, John. And Bellator is the odds-on 8 to 11 favourite, with Blowing Wind a 6 to 4 chance, having opened up at 11 to 8. Jungly is an 8 to 1 chance, with Heartful of Soul 100 to 1 rank outside.
Blowing Wind jumps off in front. Bellator, though, going within a couple of lengths of him as they run to the first of the 12 fences. Blowing Wind flies it. Bellator jumps it well too. Jungly's back in third place, not taking on Blowing Wind, and Heartful of Soul is last of the 4. Coming now to the second fence. Blowing Wind at a good pace from Bellator, 2.5 lengths behind. Blowing Wind slightly out to the left. Bellator a little bit close, but was very clever at it. And then Jungly back in third place, and Heartful of Soul is 4th. Well, some people expected Jungly to take on Blowing Wind. He's either not wanting to or more likely not able to do so, because they really are going a gallop here. Blowing Wind by 4 lengths from Bellator, and an increasing gap back to Jungly in third place on this long run to the third fence. And they're going to come to these downhill fences which can catch out novices, especially when they're going really fast like this. But we have got 2 very good ones up front. Blowing Wind at the third, and Bellator, and they both jump it really well. Jungly over third, Heartful of Soul is 4th. Fence number 4 comes up now. Another downhill one. Blowing Wind with Bellator much closer on the outside. Both of them jumped it well, and Jungly is not able to go with them at all. He's 20 lengths away, and Heartful of Soul another 10 lengths behind that as they come to the first of 2 open ditches in the race. Blowing Wind on the inside, really asked by Tony McCoy, jumps it well. So too does Bellator, who's only a length behind. Jungly still a very distant third, and Heartful of Soul going round for £1,430 less deductions for 4th prize as they jump the water. And Bellator's almost joined Blowing Wind and is travelling really strongly, and Tony McCoy hasn't been hanging around on Blowing Wind. He's really tried to make this a fast gallop, but he can't shake off Bellator at all, who's going very nicely, just over a length behind. Jungly still a big distance away, 15 to 20 lengths as they come to fence number 7. Blowing Wind from Bellator. Both jump it well. Blowing Wind slightly the faster. Bellator, though, is travelling the better as they come to the 8th. Blowing Wind by a length and a half. Jumps it well again. Bellator in second place. Couple of lengths maybe as they come to the last open ditch. This is 4 out. Bellator getting closer. Both of them jump that well. Bellator's got the inside and is coming very smoothly into the lead. Jungly over third. Heartful of Soul 4th. Here's the third last fence. And Bellator was in too close there, but was clever again and leads from the hard-ridden Blowing Wind. And they're a distance clear of Jungly, and Heartful of Soul still continuing, but Bellator looking very strong on the home turn by 3 lengths from the hard-driven Blowing Wind as they come to the second last. Bellator and Norman Williamson is going to jump it 4 or 5 lengths in front, and jumps it clear still of Blowing Wind, who's trying to summon another effort. Jungly just coming to it now and jumps it well in third, but between the last 2 fences it's Bellator staying on strongly. Norman Williamson gets to work on this small compact horse, but he's jumped well so far. Let's see what he does at the last, and he's over it safely. Blowing Wind in pursuit, trying to get a bit closer, but Bellator is staying on strongly. Blowing Wind is producing a run, but it's nothing like good enough, and Bellator wins it impressively for Norman Williamson and Venetia Williams. Blowing Wind is second, a big gap to Jungly, who's never got near them, and Heartful of Soul is going to take 4th prize. And so the result of the P.M.L Lightning Novices Steeplechase is a win for number 1 Bellator, owned by Peter Richardson, trained by Venetia Williams, ridden by Norman Williamson. Second, the 11 to 8 on favourite. Second, number 2 Blowing Wind, owned by Peter Deal, trained by Martin Pipe, ridden by Tony McCoy. Third, number 4, Jungley, owned by Mrs. P. Starkey, trained by Paul Webber, ridden by Jimmy McCarthy, and fourth was Heartful of Soul.
Start with this result, the 240 and the SPs here. First, number 1, Bellator, the odds on 8 to 11 favourite. The market told you that. The second, Blowing Wind, 7 to 4, very, very weak in the market. And third, number 4, Jungley at 8 to